1 year later, and Black Ops 6 still has the best multiplayer menu theme in Call of Duty history. Now, yeah, so at the time of me recording this video, there's about 17 hours until Black Ops 7 launches, and if I'm gonna be honest, this video isn't gonna be anything too crazy, just because I have a lot to set up before then to get ready, because tomorrow's about to be absolutely wild. We're talking a double, if not triple upload, we're talking multiple TikToks going up tomorrow, live streams, all of that. There's a lot happening, so I gotta get ready for all that, but also, this is like the somewhat finale to 7 Days of Black Ops, because 7 Days of Black Ops obviously encompasses all of the Black Ops games, and then tomorrow Black Ops 7 would technically be the finale, but today's like the finale of revisiting the older games before going into the new one. And yeah, so, you know, obviously for a lot of these videos, they've been rather positive and just kind of like nostalgic, looking back at the past and all this. And for Black Ops 6, I have an interesting relationship with this game. So I will say this right off the bat. I absolutely love Black Ops 6, and this game means more to me than what anybody could ever truly understand for a myriad of reasons. So not only do I love this game just for what it is, just at its base, rather just like, you know, as a video game, the gameplay, the gunplay, everything about it, I genuinely love Black Ops 6. Whether we're talking about the campaign, the multiplayer, the zombies, literally any of it, you know, this has been one of my favorite years to be a Call of Duty player, just because, I mean, you gotta think about it, man. Black Ops 6 brought that classic prestige, as well as the, you know, like road to level 1000. We also had Omni movement brought into the game, and just a lot of other nice quality of life changes coming off the back of Modern Warfare 3, and a lot of the changes that that game had already made. All around, whether we're talking about actually playing the game, making content on the game, I've just had so much fun with Black Ops 6, and I do gotta say that compared to the other, you know, 7 Days of Black Ops videos, I'm sorry if I seem a bit more scatterbrained in this one. This game just, I'm just gonna be honest, it requires a lot more brain power because the movement is a lot more complex, so the gameplay will be a lot flashier, but the commentary might be a bit more all over the place, which is a little unfortunate because I do have some serious stuff to talk about, but I'll still do my best here. But even beyond the game itself, the reason why I'll always look back at Black Ops 6 so fondly and always be so thankful and appreciative of this game is because of what this game means to me and what it got me through. It has gotten me through one of the worst years in my life, and I'm just gonna put that as bluntly as I can. Again, I know I said this in last night's video, how I don't really talk a whole lot about what goes on with me behind the scenes, or, you know, whether that be my emotions, physically, just really anything like that. I really don't talk about a lot of that stuff on camera. I mean, I'll be transparent and be like, okay, things have been a little rough lately, and then I just kind of flip it into a thing of like, okay, you guys aren't alone, you know, I go through things too, it's okay, we'll all get through this together. And I usually frame it that way, but I don't talk a whole lot about things. But I will drop the curtain for a little bit and just say that, you know, this year has not been easy for me at all, mentally, physically, etc. I've been recovering from an eating disorder again for the second time in 5 years for the last 10 months, and I'm still recovering from that. You know, my body is pretty messed up, to say the very least, after 5 years of restricting and being severely underweight for those 5 years, because I had that brief stint where I did recover back in 2022, but then I kind of fell back into my ways, and by the beginning of this year, I had another health scare, and I was literally bedridden for weeks. And I remember that was when Season 2 for this game was coming out, and that's when the Tomb had come out, and I'm just gonna be so real with you guys, man. Season 2 of this game literally carried me through that. Like, I was at a point where I was literally laying in bed contemplating some terrible things, and I was like, what's, like, like, it can sound dramatic on the surface saying these things, just being like, you know, whatever, just talking about like these crazy dark thoughts, but you don't really understand it until you're in these situations, especially in my case, recovering from an ED for the second time in 5 years. Like, you don't really understand what those feelings are like until you go through it, and furthermore, you don't really understand like what even leads you to that point in the first place, because like, what's the reason that you restrict in the first place? Well, for me, it was partly trying to, you know, end things in a way that wasn't so graphic. It was also that, and just like a bit of like self-hatred, and just like, you know what, I don't even deserve to eat anyway, so I don't want to. And it was just like, you know, just like a lot of just really negative stuff like that. Again, I'm trying to like be careful with what I say here, so I don't want to be like outwardly triggering for anybody or talk about anything too insane or, you know, whatever. But, you know, again, I'm just trying to be as honest as possible with these things, because that's really all you can be with these things, especially with the, you know, the subject matter of this video. But anyway, yeah, so Season 2 for Black Ops 6 came out around that time when I started my recovery, and you know, I remember laying in bed and playing the Tomb nonstop, and then playing through the multiplayer stuff, playing through the Warzone stuff, grinding the camos and all that, and it just, you know, I remember that was also the time when I tried to go for like around 900 or something like that in the Tomb. I literally ended up capping out at like 200 something, so I was like, dude, there's no way I'm going for 900. Like, this is insane. I'm literally just sitting in a corner using the ice staff. So yeah, I kind of just called it quits on that. But even beyond that, between ED recovery and just like other stuff going on in my life, you know, this year just hasn't been really, it's not been good for me. Like, I'll just be so honest. This year has just not been good for me, like, especially mentally speaking, man. It is just, it's been absolutely atrocious. But as I always say, you know, the the entertainment side of things comes first. I don't talk about these things often, you know. I just kind of slap the smile on and get back to it, because at the end of the day, YouTube is a dream job, and even when I am going through these things, just having you guys there beside me, and you know, you guys always supporting the content and just being there for me, whether that be in live streams, whether that be on videos. Also, I know I'm barely like playing the game and I'm just running in circles right now. That's literally just so I can like not be in gunfights every 2 seconds, because once I start getting into gunfights, my brain can't focus. It's just like too much going on for me to focus on all at once. But oh my god, wait, was that a bad guy or is that no? Okay. But anyway, what the heck was I saying? But yeah, you know, I'm just really appreciative to everybody that's been so supportive of me and my content throughout the year. And as I always say, you know, YouTube's been one of my dream jobs for as long as it's been possible for it to be a job, right? So the fact that I've even been afforded this opportunity is something that I'm so thankful for each and every single day, more than you guys will ever actually be able to understand. And it's part of what helps keep me going through all of these things, where it's like, okay, even though things are rough right now, I know it, you know, it won't, I don't know, I kind of go through this pessimistic mindset where I try to tell myself it won't be this way forever, but then like my brain uses rational logic and it's like, okay, but I've been saying that for the last 20 years, so what are we talking about here? But you know, again, I'm not trying to be like so directly or so intentionally pessimistic or whatever. I just, you know, do my best, you know, especially for you guys, just to be like, all right, I'm just gonna keep my head on, keep pushing forward, and keep working towards whatever I gotta work towards. But there's a lot of other reasons that I'm really thankful for Black Ops 6 outside of it just being there for me through one of the worst times of my life, literally ever. Like, this game like, okay, here, I'm just gonna give you guys an example of this. One night I was in a really dark spot, and I was on the edge, right? I'll just say that much. I was literally on the edge, and I don't know, something in my brain just kind of flipped for a second. I was like, you know what, let me just get on Black Ops 6 for a minute. And literally just sitting there and listening to the Raining the Fire theme, it was enough to bring me out, because when you're on the edge, you don't really know what it's like to be on the edge like that until you're there. And it was scary, because that was the closest to the edge that I had ever been. This was a few months ago, by the way. And as soon as I heard Raining the Fire, like the first couple notes of it, I didn't even try to smile. It just happened. I just sat there and I heard the first couple notes, and the smile just came to my face immediately, and I couldn't even do anything about it. And I was like, all right. So then I got on the game and just started doing my thing and, you know, let the night play out as it is, and, you know, that was that. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, even beyond just a lot of the stuff between, like, my mental health and it just being there for me through, you know, just this year in general, it's also just been amazing being able to create content on this game. I know between Season 3 to basically the end of, like, Season 5, I wasn't able to make content on this game because, you know, my setup was just in shambles, right? Like, my PC, for some reason, at Season 3, when they launched Verdansk, just couldn't run Black Ops 6 anymore. It was really weird. Packet burst was insane. The game just literally wouldn't run. It was just, I have no idea why it was like that, because at launch, the game ran just fine, but then after Season 3 with Verdansk, it just, even Black Ops 6 was affected by it, so I'm not sure what that was about. My capture card for my console hadn't, it crapped out sometime back during Modern Warfare 3, like literally I remember during the Haunting season, because I was playing on that one map that they put out, was like that one restaurant map, and then during that video, the capture card just crapped out. So that's why I started making videos on PC there, and then, yeah, after that, you know, earlier this year, I was able to get that stuff figured out, and now here we are, obviously making Black Ops 6 videos again, which is really cool. You know, I regret and I'm sad that I wasn't able to make more videos on this game, but obviously I still played this game like crazy, because, I mean, as you guys can see, you know, I'm like literally level 1000, I got Dark Matter and like Nebula and every gun in the game. I got all the master camos, right? We're talking Abyss, got Dark Matter, got, you know, Nebula and everything, and yeah, just play this game like crazy. I remember I was actually, if you guys remember, I was on track to hit level 1000 by like Season 2 or Season 3 earlier this year, and the only reason I didn't was because there was like some other single player games I wanted to play, so I just went off and played those for a little while, because I basically grinded nothing but BO6 like day in and day out for like 5 months straight, and I was still having fun with the game. I'm still having fun with the game, but it was just like, all right, I got a couple other single player games I want to play first. Then I came back to the grind and wrapped it up, and yeah, that was that. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, I'm really gonna miss Black Ops 6. Every aspect of this game got me through so much in so many different ways. And yeah, I just love everything about this game, man. I really do. I had so much fun in Zombies this year too, and it has me so excited for Black Ops 7, just like seeing how they're gonna iterate on this, because they're taking things to like a whole other level this year and everything. And gosh, I'm so excited for every aspect of Black Ops 7, man. I am so excited to get my hands on that game. And, but yeah, otherwise, I don't know, man. I really don't want to drag this video out. And like I said, I do have a lot of other things that I that I need to get done before Black Ops 7 comes out, because there's a lot that I got to prep for tomorrow. So with that, yeah, I know this video wasn't that long, but I honestly think I'll just kind of cut it there, and I'll just kind of leave it at this. Thank you to Black Ops 6 as a game, and thank you to all the developers that made this game. Got me through one of the worst times of my life. Obviously, I played this game like crazy. We'll go over here real quick and look at all this. See all the calling cards and stuff down there. Prestige Legend, and yeah, man, I played this game a lot. I genuinely love this game, and then obviously, I love all the content that we got to make on this game. You guys remember some of the titles earlier in the year? The getting dark matter on the baseball bat drove me batch insane. like that was like that's like one of the most iconic, grotesque titles ever. But yeah, this was just like a really good year. Like, this was like not a good year for me personally, but a good year for like the content and just like everything else, and just kind of, I don't know, just playing the game and having fun, As they say, all work and no play makes me a dull boy, or in my case, being all sad and doing nothing else just makes me a sad boy. So, not that there's anything wrong with being a sad boy. A lot of good stuff came out of it, right? I was able to, well, actually, okay, I gotta be careful how much I say here. Obviously, I made that one album earlier this year, which I wasn't really proud of. It was garbage, let's just be honest. But it was still like an emotional endeavor of me just getting out a lot of stuff that I've always wanted to say, but now I've like transitioned past that, and I was able to, I'm working on another album right now, and it's a completely different genre. I started learning how to sing properly and all that, and that's been a whole thing behind the scenes, which has been really cool. So yeah, I'm literally learning how to sing, learning a whole new skill, which is something I've always wanted to do. I wanted to learn how to sing for like my entire life, so like every 2 decades now, and I'm finally doing it, and it's just awesome because I'm like hearing my voice do things properly that I've never been able to do before, and now I'm working on like this other, this new album that I'm really excited for. It's like a 2000 style all emo rock record, and I'm just like really excited for when you guys can finally hear it in 2026. I'm gonna start recording it. I don't know, Black Ops 7 comes out tomorrow, so it's gonna take a bit for me to be able to, do all that. But anyway, what I'm getting at with all that is like, being sad isn't inherently a bad thing. Like a lot of people would lead you to believe, because there is still beautiful things that can come out of it. It just depends on how you channel that energy. And yeah, I think that's my biggest takeaway from just this year in general, is just learning that like, even when things are rough and even when there's nothing you can do about it, it's not always about just getting lost in the sadness. It's also about, at least finding the will to channel it into something else, and maybe, whether you create something out of it or just use it as like knowledge or whatever you want to call it, or experience to help other people, and help them, guide them along on their path, just whatever it is. There's always a way through, even on the darkest of days. Even if you can't see the path ahead of you on the dark days, there'll always be a light that'll beam through in the end. It just might not come when you expect it or how you expect it. I think that's my takeaway. There's always a light at the end. It just may not be the light you expect, and it may not be when you expect it. But anyway, yeah, there it is. There's my final video on Black Ops 6. Kind of going out on like a, I guess you could say more of a somber note, but it's also more of a real note, because honestly, I don't know. I didn't know how else to make this video. I just felt like going out on a real note was honestly like the best way to do it, just because, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and I'm excited for BO7, and yeah. That's it. So once more, thank you for everybody for your support throughout this year. Thank you to Black Ops 6 for getting me through this year, and thank you to all the devs that made this game. And yeah, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for Call of Duty Black Ops 7, aka the, I guess you could say, true finale or climax or whatever you want to say. That's a funny word. Of 7 days of Black Ops, where we'll be kicking off the new year of Call of Duty. And man, I'm so excited. But anyway, as always, massive shout out to the patrons and channel members. Get all new in the low ball tier and an English to the people to Malasking in the Tanimati, and the biggest shout out to GTM Runavage, just Low Cheese Goal and Script. Thank you guys so much, guys, for the Little Legends. I love you. Have an amazing day. Super to all. Peace.